Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon to everyone. I'm pleased to welcome you all to the College of Public Policy session of the Virtual Graduate Studies Open House 2020 at Hamad bin Khalifa University for the academic year 2021-2022. As I said, my name is Leslie Powell. I'm the founding dean at CPP, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to welcome all of you here today. I hope you find the event informative and that it will help guide you in your academic journey. This will be the first time that HBKU Graduate Studies Open House is conducted online. However, rest assured that this year's event will be as comprehensive and as informative as past editions, and in many respects more accessible than before because it is online. Our session today aims to provide an overview of the faculty and the college, connect you with faculty members to explore the unique academic and research opportunities here at the college, and learn more about the admission requirements as well as student life here at the university. So this is the agenda for this evening's presentation. We will begin in a moment with the interim provost's welcoming remarks. Then I will provide an overview of the college, a little bit of its history and its activities and major undertakings. We will then move to a brief introduction of our current faculty members. And then I will turn it over to Dr. Özkan Öztürk, who's the coordinator of the Master of the Public Policy MPP program, to provide an overview of that program and then some contact information. We will then have a representative from admissions office, Ms. Lana Asfour, to talk about admission requirements. We have a representative from Student Affairs who will talk about student life. And then we will have questions and answers toward the end, and then closing remarks. Before we get to the welcoming remarks by the interim provosts, I'll remind you that you can post questions at any time during our session. So these questions, we're not going to be able to entertain oral questions, but only written ones. But we encourage you to post your questions in the Q&A tab on the lower side of your WebEx screen if you're using a laptop or computer by clicking the three dots, as you can see here. This actually is for the mobile. It's the same. If you address all of your questions to all panelists, then it makes it possible for all the questions to be visible. So this is the format on a laptop, and then moving to the next slide. You'll see it's a very similar interface for a mobile device. Go down to the bottom of your mobile device and look for the three dots, and then you can type in your question there, and again it'll appear in the question and answers, and we'll come to those toward the end of our presentation about the college. Now let's hear from Dr. Hamad Shaheen, the interim provost of Hamad bin Khalifa University, and his welcoming remarks to all of you.
Dear prospective students, welcome to Hamad bin Khalifa University, HBKU, and congratulations to all of you on the first steps towards your graduate journey. My name is Hamad Shaheen, and I'm the interim provost at HBKU. Let me start by introducing you to the Virtual Graduate Studies Open House 2020 website. It has been designed specifically to support you in your decisions for your next academic undertaking. The Virtual Graduate Studies Open House is an excellent opportunity for all of you who are interested in pursuing a degree in one of HBKU's exceptional graduate programs across the areas of Islamic Studies, Humanities and Social Sciences, Science and Engineering, Health and Life Sciences, Law and Public Policy. We have provided dedicated sessions throughout the week for our prospective students to thoroughly explore all of what we have to offer for a vibrant and impactful student experience. You will be able to connect with experts across HBKU who will introduce our unique academic and research opportunities for students. HBKU is a member of Qatar Foundation for Education, Science and Community Development and was founded to continue fulfilling QF's vision of unlocking human potential. As a homegrown university, we are extremely proud to be celebrating 10 years of establishment and very much look forward to welcoming you on this aspiring journey. Every student who enters the HBKU community becomes our priority to inform with the rich scholarship in the field, to enhance personal and academic capacity, and to dedicate resources to empower. Each academic offering is designed to incorporate multidisciplinary education so that you are not restricted to a single approach in your interest, but rather can delve into your research interests from multiple dimensions and engage with other disciplines within and outside the classroom. With the support of a faculty body that are leading thinkers in their field and array of academic and research resources, we strive to empower our students to become future leaders, ones who embrace an entrepreneurial mindset, think critically even beyond the classroom, and are always in pursuit of new solutions to national and international challenges. Our aspiration is that our graduates will confidently create a positive impact in areas that inspire them and make a difference in our world today. I wish you the best of luck in your pursuit of higher education and look forward to possibly welcoming you as our latest cohort of inspired change makers.
Thank you. So let me build a little bit on the remarks by Dr. Hamad. As he pointed out, HBKU is a member of Qatar Foundation, which of course is the organization that is embedded with its various entities in Education City. The university was founded in 2010, so we're celebrating our 10th anniversary this year, and named after His Highness the Father Emir. Located, as I mentioned, here in Education City in Doha. Within the QF Education City, there's a remarkable array of institutions and partner universities that literally are side by side with HBKU. Some of them include Georgetown University School of Foreign Service, Northwestern University, Carnegie Mellon, Texas A&M. So there's an array of internationally recognized leading universities that partner with HBKU and provide and contribute to the research and teaching ecosystem within the foundation and the organization. The university has really tried over its 10-year history, its short history, but nonetheless quite a significant one, to be as innovative as it can, to lead in research and education. And of course, it's dedicated and serves both the Qatar Foundation and Education City in supporting and serving the government of Qatar and the society of Qatar in the challenges that are facing the country and the region and the world. I'll mention in a moment some of the different colleges and programs, but it also aims to be a multidisciplinary university with academic programs spanning a variety of different colleges and linking to research institutes and affiliates that are also part of the university and part of Education City. So we aim to work collaboratively within the university, across the colleges and entities, and across the university and our partner institutions, and all support the development of students who will graduate from our various programs and really make a difference in the world. Next slide, please. So this is a brief organizational chart of Hamad bin Khalifa University. You'll see the 6 colleges on the left-hand column. The College of Public Policy is the newest of the 6 colleges. We were established just a little over a year ago in July, August of 2019. And we've been building very rapidly since then. The other colleges, our sister colleges, include the College of Islamic Studies, the College of Humanities and Social Sciences, and we work very closely with these two colleges. The College of Science and Engineering, the College of Law, which is another one that we work very closely with, and the College of Health and Life Sciences. So there are two more science-oriented, hard science-oriented colleges, and we do have connections with the work that they're doing, particularly in areas like environment and sustainability, but we have close connections and relations with the other four colleges that work on Islamic studies, social sciences, and law. In addition to the 6 colleges, though I should say that public policy has been part of Hamad bin Khalifa almost from the very beginning. It's just that it wasn't a separate college. Initially, there was a Master's of Public Policy in Islam that was part of the College of Islamic Studies, and then policy moved over to the College of Law for some period of time, and now, as I mentioned, over the last year and a half, has been set out as a separate college. So public policy has always been in the DNA of the university, I'm pleased to say. So while we're new, the focus and the emphasis on policy and impact in terms of the educational programs and research has been here at the university right from the beginning. There are 3 research institutes that are part of Hamad bin Khalifa, and there are 3 centers or supportive centers: education, executive education, the press, HBKU Press, and the Innovation Center. So you can see that it's a variegated and complex organization with teaching and research and publication and outreach being at the core of its activities. Next slide, please. So let me tell you a little bit about the college. I've already alluded to some of its features. The college, as I've already mentioned, is one of is the newest launched by HBKU. And it does reflect, as the text here says, the importance that the university places on having an impact in terms of governance and supporting government entities and non-governmental entities and international organizations in dealing with public policy challenges. So we're contributing and aspire to contribute significantly to all of those activities. The college is, because of its newness, it's also bootstrapping itself into very rapidly a variety of areas that I'll mention in a moment, but building its research and teaching capacity, particularly in its first flagship program, the Masters of Public Policy, which my colleague Dr. Ozkan will explain in greater detail. And as we move forward in the ensuing years, we hope to begin to develop additional distinctive programs, again, that contribute to our mandate, which is supporting public policy and development. But for the time being, we have one major program that is developing and growing. Next slide, please. The vision of the college is to try to be a link between global public policy challenges and the local, national, and regional context within which those global challenges have to be translated and understood, and also the ways in which local, regional government capacity can contribute to addressing those international challenges. So that gives our college a particular focus and a particular flavor. We have an MPP program, as I mentioned, and you'll hear more about in a moment, that is designed to meet the highest international standards that you would find in any of the key programs in North America or Europe or Asia. But we do bring a strong emphasis on this link between the global and the local. And we are building our research capacities in that direction. And it's also reflected in our teaching and our core courses. We have a strong emphasis in some of the courses that you'll be seeing in a moment, being described briefly. We have a strong emphasis in transnational administration, global organizations, global issues as they are developed in terms of global public policy making institutions. The G20 is meeting even as we speak, for example, and talking about COVID and the pandemic and the need to ensure that vaccines are available to developing and emerging economies. So that's one example of the global context within which local public policy is being made. So we are really trying to emphasize that linkage, and in emphasizing that linkage in our teaching and research to make sure that it flows through our activities and has an impact both at the global and the international level, and in terms of our support for government activities here. And in the next slide, you'll see that we are building our partnerships with that mission and that vision in mind. These different icons represent the first portfolio of partnerships that we are developing, but we have many more that are being built even as we speak. The state of Qatar, of course, we have had connections with the Planning and Statistics Authority, with Supreme Committee on Delivery and Legacy, with other ministries as well, and developing projects and programs to help support some of their activities and their priorities. The International Public Policy Association is the leading global academic and scholarly association dedicated to public policy studies. I happen personally to be the vice president of IPPA, and we as a college are a member of that international association and are contributing to its international conference on public policy, which will be, inshallah, happening this coming July in 2021, and are also part of that international network of schools and programs in public policy. The ACSH is the Astana Civil Service Hub, which of course is based in Kazakhstan, in Astana, but it's an internationally recognized and internationally partnered organization who works with the World Bank and the various development banks and organizations, the UNDP and the UN, in dedicating research and activities around improvements and innovation in public service and civil service. We have just signed an MOU with them, and we'll be developing events and cooperation in programs to address issues in the Central Asian region, and connecting that to some of the similar challenges that are facing the Middle East and North Africa, or the MENA region. We have an MOU with RANEPA, the Russian Presidential Academy of National Economy and Public Administration. The main campus is based in Moscow, and we were able to have an event in the fall that was the launch of the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding we had with them, and we look forward to many more activities in the coming year. RANEPA is actually the largest university in Europe. It has branch campuses all throughout Russia, and countless partnership agreements with institutions in Europe. We recently signed another MOU with the Qatar Financial Center Regulatory Authority, once again as a partner with the college to facilitate internships and events and research, and become a bridge for us, for the college, into the financial sector. A variety of different partners that we will hopefully be connecting with over the coming year. The Brookings institution here in Doha is a think tank, of course, linked to its American parent, and we have a partnership with the Brookings Institution, and had an event this June on governance in the MENA region. So we collaborated with them on that project, and again, we look forward to a variety of different events and research collaborations in the coming year. The University of Maryland we are just in the final stages of negotiating a memorandum of understanding with them around program evaluation and social policy, which is emerging as a major focus and focal point for the college. There are many other partnerships that we are developing. The OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. The college is a member of the network of schools of government. In fact, I'm participating in an event this week. And again, that connects us to an international network of other schools and colleges of public policy and administration similar to our own. I should add, and this will probably be mentioned in the remarks of my colleagues, Dr. Andres and Dr. Anis, but as part of the component of the MPP, which is the capstone, we are building very rapidly a portfolio of partnerships with different institutions, governmental and non-governmental, within Qatar and actually internationally. Things like our organizations like the International Labour Organization and UNESCO. So when I present this slide, if I were to present this slide even in 3 months, it would be much busier with many more icons and organizations. So we're working very rapidly to build our portfolio of partnerships, both to support the college in terms of its outreach activities, to connect it to international networks, and to build a set of client and partner organizations to help support our students when they begin to work on their capstone projects. And the next slide, please. The next part of this presentation will be the introduction of our faculty members. At this stage, we have 6 faculty members, I'm pleased to say, and each one of them will spend a couple of minutes just introducing themselves, a little bit on their teaching and their research activities, and then they'll turn it over to the next colleague in sequence. So we'll begin with Dr. Andreas Reckhammer, please. Dr. Andreas?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be meeting you here virtually. My name is Andreas Rechtkämmer. I'm a senior professor in the College of Public Policy, and I'm also the founding director of the college's new program on governance, resilience, and sustainability progress. My research interests focus mostly on global policy and international organization, and how these are influenced by national and regional level policy making, policy implementation. I also focus on governance issues, and in terms of substantive areas, my focus is on sustainable development, environmental policy, energy policy, and disaster risk reduction. At the college, I previously taught classes on the global political economy and on comparative public policy. And this semester, I teach an advanced seminar in energy and environmental policy. As mentioned by Dean Paul, I am also one of the supervisors of our current capstone or upcoming capstone project team, and my colleague Dr. Askan will talk a little bit more about what that means. But the capstone team that I'm supervising is on energy, clean energy, and energy efficiency and transitions there too. Thank you very much.
Should I go?
Okay, let's go with Dr. Özkan, and then we'll turn to Dr. Anis. Yeah, sure. Dr. Özkan, then please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Dr. Özkan Öztürk, and I'm an assistant professor of economics in the College of Public Policy. So I teach economics for public policy and research methods for public policy these courses. And my research interests mainly focus on the quantitative analysis in international trade, energy economics, food security, and microfinance and sustainable economic development. So if you are interested in one of these topics, I will be the guy you want to work with. Thank you.
Oops, okay. Dr. Anis.
Professor and founding director of the new program for social policy evaluation and research. My research focuses on comparative social welfare, family policy evaluation and research, and social protection in the Middle East and North Africa. I'm teaching an advanced seminar on social policy and a second course on program evaluation. Thank you.
While we're waiting for Dr. Kim, I can speak for a moment on behalf of Dr. Logan. Dr. Logan is one of our most recent acquisitions or joiners, faculty members. He just arrived a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago, I guess. And his areas are development and he's an expert on Africa and Ethiopia in particular. For many years, he worked in the program evaluation and consulting area, and then moved back into academic work, and has come to us very recently, and will be teaching next term the Global Political Economy course that Dr. Andreas was mentioning. So, do we have Dr. Kim with us?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Yes, hi. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm glad to have so many people here. My name is Dr. Kim Maloney. I am passionate about public service. My research area focuses on two things. One is at the global governance level, in particular, what we call transnational administration or global policy. And I also have a second interest in small states or island states and the difficulties of their administration. I'm currently teaching this semester the specialization lab in social policy, and next semester I will be teaching public sector management. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. And finally, Dr. Daryl Jarvis.
Thanks, Dr. Les. Hi, everyone. My name is Daryl Jarvis. I'm currently in the process of transitioning to the College of Public Policy at HBKU. I'm currently talking to you from Hong Kong, where the time difference makes it quite late at the evening, I think much like for Dr. Kim as well. My research focuses on comparative political economy and comparative public policy, with a particular interest in the politics of regulation, marketization and development. And much of my research is focused on the spread and ideational realignment of state practices to market-orientated agendas, especially those mediated by multilateral agencies and the informal and formal processes of policy transfer. The comparative political economy and policy dimensions of my research have also recently morphed into looking at higher education, particularly the governance of higher education amid interstate competition between economies for higher value-adding economic activity. In terms of my teaching, I'm a strong proponent and believer in research-led teaching, and believe strongly in engaging students in research-based activities as part of their learning journey. And at HBKU, I'll be teaching courses on policy analysis and design, and later in next summer on the global political economy of private sector authorities. So I look forward to meeting everybody, hopefully in the flesh, post-COVID, in the next few weeks. Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl. Well, yeah, as you can see, we're a relatively small group, but very powerfully oriented toward research and effective teaching. And I'm enormously proud of the team that we've managed to build in such a short time. And I can absolutely assure you, given the experiences that I've had in my own teaching career and internationally, that this is an A team of faculty members and researchers. And any student coming into our MPP program is going to benefit enormously from this combination of faculty and mentors. So it's really great to see all of them here. So the next phase of this presentation is to give you a little bit more information, quite a bit more information about the MPP. So in the next slide, I'll turn it over to, again, to Dr. Özkan, who introduced himself a moment ago. He is the MPP coordinator, and he'll walk you through the components of the program in our Master of Public Policy. Dr. Özkan?
Thank you, Dr. Leslie. Hello, everyone. Again, this is Dr. Özkan Öztürk. I will be giving an overview of our program, the Master of Public Policy. So the CPP is currently offering one program, that's the Master of Public Policy. It's a full-time 2-year degree. So what's distinctive about the program is it's a combination of interdisciplinarity, stock ethical foundation, entrepreneurship in public management, and innovation in policymaking and design. So our students enrolled in the program, in the first year, they develop a solid core of theoretical knowledge in the public policy area. And in the second year, they have the opportunity to specialize in one of the two areas, either in social policy, which includes family, health, and education policies, or in energy and environmental policy. And the specializations are supported by advanced seminars and specialization labs in the second year. And in the last semester, students are required to develop a capstone project that addresses a real-world problem. So our graduates are potential candidate for positions like senior roles in government entities, multinational corporations in Qatar and beyond. So the program consists of 39 credit hours that are taught over 2 years in English. In the first year, students take 8 core courses, 4 in the first semester, 4 in the second, and that's a total of 24 credits. In the second year, students specialize in one of the two areas, either in social policy area that includes education, family, and health policies, or in energy and environmental policy. So this 9 credits, this is going to be in the first semester of the second year. So it will be 3 credit hours for advanced seminars, and 3 credits for specialization lab, and 3 credits for elective course, a total of 9 credits. So in the last semester, so there will be a capstone project. The idea here actually is that under the supervision of, actually capstone project is very unique and special part of our program. The idea here is that students, under the supervision of a faculty member and working with a client organization, which is based either in Qatar or abroad, students are required to develop a capstone project that addresses a real world issue, and then ideally the issue should be, the topic should be relevant for Qatar or for the region. And then the project concludes with a presentation, student presentations, and the policy brief. Actually, currently we have 3 groups, and Dr. Andreas and Dr. Enis are supervising those groups, and that they're working with 3 client organizations. And then the students are accepted in the program. They will have a chance to take the following courses in the following areas of study, include energy and environmental policy, comparative policy, public policy, social policy, that includes education, family and health policies, ethics, law and public policy, economics for public policy, global economy, political economy, public management, innovation, and challenges. So these are the courses the students are required to take. As we can see, they're quite diverse and multidisciplinary. So basically, this is just all about the program, brief overview of the program. If you have further questions about the program, please type your questions in the Q&A box here. I'm happy to answer your questions here. And if you have questions after these presentations, here are our contact information. Please send your email to me or Mr. Amal from this contact information. So please, so if you have questions about program, MPP program, I'm the person you can contact. If you have special questions related to admission requirements, Ms. Lana will give you more details about it, and she will be sharing other contact information about this. So with this, I will conclude and turn it over to Ms. Lana. Thank you very much. Please type your questions if you have any questions in the Q&A box. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Nice to see so many people on here interested in this program. My name is Lana Aspour. I work in the Office of Enrollment at Hamad bin Khalifa University. So we are responsible for handling admissions for the university. I'm going to speak to you today a little bit about the requirements specifically for this program, and will of course be open to any questions that you may have at the end of the session. So the first thing to talk about, which is the most critical is the minimum GPA requirement that we have for this program. So in order to be eligible for admission to this program, applicants need to have a bachelor's degree with a minimum GPA of 3 from a recognized university. Just to clarify, having a minimum GPA of 3 doesn't necessarily mean that you will be admitted. This is just kind of the eligibility requirement for being able to apply. Admission is competitive, but applicants from all fields are welcome to apply to this program. So kind of regardless of what your undergraduate background is in, you are welcome to apply to this program. There are no sort of restrictions in terms of what you've studied. Applicants also need to demonstrate proficiency in English, and generally that's done through the IELTS or TOEFL exam by achieving, again, a minimum score of 6.5 or a TOEFL score of 79. It is possible to be exempt from this requirement. So if you have studied at a university where the language of instruction was entirely in English, and you can demonstrate proof of that by providing us with a letter from the university, or if you've studied, for example, in a country where English is the native language, then you would be actually automatically exempt from this requirement. So TOEFL and IELTS are only really required if you studied in a different language, or if you're unable to provide us with a confirmation that you did study in English. The admission requirements are as follows. So the first thing is we require the online application. The link is listed over here. So this is the main sort of admissions page. And you would go here, read a little bit about the requirements, and then you'll find a link directly in there which takes you to the online application, which is open at the moment. We opened at the beginning of November, so you're all welcome to apply. In the application, you will be asked to, complete some information about yourself, your academic background, your employment history, several other questions, and then we will ask that you attach various documents, which I'm going to go through over here because it's very important that you do submit to us a completed application with all of the documents attached. So first and foremost are your academic transcripts. So your academic transcripts should show all of the grades that you have received throughout your educational history, throughout your bachelor's program. If you have a master's degree and you're applying for a second master's, or you've done any sort of other university work, please do include those transcripts as well. It's helpful to have a very comprehensive view of your academic background. So even if, for example, you went to a university just for a couple of years, or you did a master's degree for a year and then you left that program, please do include whatever you have because it's all helpful. If you are coming from a system where the GPA scale is not out of 4 or not out of 5, so you're coming from a system where it's out of 100 or some other type of grading system, please make sure to include a grading scale. And some of those may be available on your own university's website or from the registrar's office at your university, but you do need to please include that with your transcripts. If for some reason your transcript does not indicate proof of graduation, then it's also helpful to include your graduation statement or a copy of your diploma. And of course, if you are still studying, so you're in, let's say you're an undergraduate in your final year of studies, we would not expect that from you. If you are not exempt from IELTS or TOEFL or unable to provide an exemption letter, then you would need those results as well. We ask that you submit a personal statement of about 300 to 500 words, where you talk a little bit about your background, both academic and employment background, if you've been involved with research, and why you want to do this program. How will this program contribute to the achievement of your own career and other objectives? Then you should include a copy of your passport. If you are a national or resident of Qatar, please do include your Qatari ID as well. We also need a copy of your resume. And then 2 recommendation letters. The letters should be sent directly by your referees. So please do not attach them with the online application. Even if your referee has sent you a copy, please ask them to email those recommendations directly to the email listed over here, which is also on our website and is also on the form. So the recommendation form can be retrieved from our website over here, the hbku.edu.qa/admissions link. The deadline to apply is February 1st for international applicants. So if you are currently based in a country other than Qatar, you would be considered an international applicant. You should apply before February 1, or on February 1, but preferably before. If you live here or you're a national of Qatar, you have until March 15th to apply. We do highly recommend that, if you know you want to apply to this program, you have all your documents ready, please do go ahead and apply. Try not to wait till the very last day to do it. Here is the link for more information about the program, and then the email address for any inquiries you might have about admissions. Of course, like I said earlier, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have during the session today, but if there are things that you come across later, questions that you have as you're filling out the online application, please don't hesitate to contact us at this email address, and someone will get in touch with you within a couple of days. That's all I have for today. Again, happy to answer your questions and happy to see so many of you here and interested in this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lana. That's very informative, and I'm just looking at the questions that are scrolling on the screen, and many of them indeed are questions about admission. So I think when we get to the Q&A session, you're going to be very popular. Our last section in the presentation before we get to the questions and answers is about student affairs, and I'd like to welcome our colleague Fahad Al-Hajiri to talk to us about student affairs, and I think we have a brief presentation on that. Mr. Fahad.
Thank you, Dr. Leslie. My name is Fahad Al-Hajri, and I am the Community Services Lead at HBKU Student Affairs. First of all, I would like to welcome you, and I want to talk about the Student Affairs. So HBKU Student Affairs provides innovative social, sports, and academic support programs that serves to achieve a targeted HBKU student outcome. The services that we do, like such as student clubs, writing center, health and wellness, career professional sessions, and CV clinic workshops. Now I think we can watch a video about student affairs.
قسم المشاركة الطلابية في إدارة شؤون الطلاب هو أحد الأقسام الداعمة للطلاب في جامعة حمد بن خليفة، والذي يسهم بشكل كبير في دعم الطلاب وإشراكهم وإخراطهم في الأنشطة غير الأكاديمية. هناك أنشطة رياضية، هناك أنشطة ثقافية، هناك أنشطة تعليمية، جميعها تكون خارج المنهج التعليمي، ولكن كلها يصب في النهاية نتائجها تصب في النتيجة التعليمية لكل طالب.
كل سنة الفرق عندنا عددها يكثر. عندنا لحد الآن 6 فرق رياضية، فريق كرة قدم فئة بنين، فريق كرة سلة فئة بنين وبنات، فريق كرة طائرة بنين وبنات، وعندي فريق فئة شباب كريكت.
احنا طبعا نتواصل في إدارة شؤون الطلاب من خلال إدارة التواصل المجتمعي وشؤون الطلاب مع الجامعات الشريكة الموجودة في قطر فاونديشن من خلال ما يسمى بالكارير سيرفيسز اللي هو الخدمات المهنية. قمنا في السابق في موضوع اللي هو المعرض المهني كارير فير. أيضا عملنا في السابق برنامج كان لقادة المجتمع، دعينا فيه معظم رؤساء الشركات وأيضا بعض الوزراء للتعرف على الجامعة وتعريفهم ببرامج الجامعة اللي تطرحها.
احنا في إدارة شؤون الطلاب نهتم خاصة في ناحية العلاقات المجتمعية، كتوقيع اتفاقيات، كزيارة الشركات الخاصة والغير خاصة للتعريف عن جامعة حمد بن خليفة، وتواصل اتفاقيات من ناحية توفير فرص للطلاب أو للخريجين، أو أنك إلى شركات أو القطاع الخاص عندهم مثلا وجهات نظر للتعاون، ممكن احنا نخدمها تحت إطار اتفاقية أو تحت إطار اللي هو تعاون مشترك ويانا.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fahad, and for that video as well. We will be turning in a moment to the questions and answers, but just let me underscore how remarkable the physical space and site is here in Education City and at HBKU. Of course, obviously with the pandemic, that has just changed everybody's life in terms of having to work at home and work from home. But I can assure all of the students, the local ones, and especially the international students, that the facilities and the space and the services provided by our colleagues in student services make this quite a remarkable site and place to visit. So inshallah, going forward in the next year in 2021, I'll hazard the guess that we will get past this historically unusual situation and actually be able to come to the wonderful buildings and the wonderful sites and the wonderful facilities that are available here at HBKU and throughout Education City. Okay, so that concludes the formal presentations we wanted to make on behalf of the university, the college, admissions, and student affairs. And now we'll turn to questions and answers. And my colleague, Dr. Özkan, is going to be the MC for steering and selecting among the questions and directing them to the relevant persons. So, Dr. Özkan, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Leslie. So we have received a couple of questions. I'll start first with the first one from Sandos. She's asking a question I think that's related to registration. Miss Lana can answer this question. Is it obligatory to write the personal statement in English? Can I do it in Arabic?
So the personal statement and CV need to be written in English, and this is actually general kind of policy across all of our programs, with the exception of our programs which are taught in Arabic. So if you're applying to HBKU to an English-speaking program, which this program is, you do need to submit your CV and your personal statement in English.
Thank you, Ms. Lana. And the next question is from Haya Al-Thani. She's asking about, so what does it mean to be full-time students? Does this mean we can't have full-time job but classes will be in the morning? I think I can answer the question as a coordinator. Full-time student means students are required to take at least 3 courses, which is 9 credits. That doesn't mean you can't have full-time job. You can definitely have full-time job, and most of our students actually they do have full-time jobs. And our classes, no, we don't have classes in the morning. All the classes start at 4 p.m. The next question is maybe Ms. Lana, this is for you. I am an engineer and 52 years old. Is my age a concern to be admitted for the program?
We do not have a maximum age. You're more than welcome to apply. And again, applicants from all backgrounds are welcome to apply to this program.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think the next question from Zainab Idrisi. She's also asking a question about registration in the program. Do you accept applicants with a master's degree? And does the applicant must have a background in public policy? Or is it like, yeah, basically it's asked, we're asked about whether the students with master's degree can apply for our programs, and what kind of background do they are we required? Maybe I can. I think there are 2 components. We can answer the master's degree part.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So yes, if you have a master's degree, you are eligible to apply as long as you also have a bachelor's degree. So you do need to have the minimum, absolute minimum requirement is to have a bachelor's degree. So as long as you have that, you are eligible to apply. If you have anything beyond that, you are also still eligible to apply.
Yeah, for the background in public policy, you don't have to have a background in public policy. We welcome all students from different backgrounds. In fact, we have currently we have students from engineering background, health background, and of course social science background. Definitely, you are welcome to apply. The next question is scholarship available for a master degree study? Will be available. Is scholarship available? It's actually asking about the scholarship. So maybe I can answer this question. So these applications are for admissions actually. So students who are admitted to program, then they will have chance to apply for scholarship. And that will be based on academic merit purely. And the answer is yes. You will have an opportunity to apply for scholarship once you are admitted into program. And the next question is: master degree holder should submit. Should the master degree holder submit both a BA and MA transcript? Ms. Nana, this is, I think, for you.
Yes. So as I had mentioned during the presentation, we need to see your kind of full academic history. So I know that in some cases, some universities ask only for the latest, but we do want to see kind of the full spectrum. So if you do have multiple degrees, please make sure to submit transcripts from all of the different universities that you have attended, even if you attended something that you didn't complete. It's really helpful to have all of the information.
Can students apply more than one program?
Yes, you are welcome to apply to more than one program.
Okay. Thank you. So a question from Asfia is asking whether GRE is required for our program. No, for the master's program, for Masters of Public Policy, we don't require a GRE grade for admissions. I think it's for PhD programs. Students are asking more. We received many emails regarding questions regarding scholarship availability. As I said, the scholarship definitely are available but it will be after the students are accepted into program. Is this okay? Is a program from university compulsory at the time of apply, or transcript results are enough? So basically, Ms. Lana, this is for you.
Sure. Yeah. So if you haven't completed your undergraduate studies at the time that you are applying, that's okay, as long as you are able to complete your studies by the summer, preferably by, the beginning of August at the absolute latest, preferably earlier if possible, but we know that in some education systems, the academic calendar varies slightly. So if your studies are still in progress, that is fine. Again, as long as, there's enough evidence in your transcript that you will complete before the academic year at HBKU starts. But you still need to include as much information as you can. So for example, if you are applying, let's say you submit your application in mid-January, we should have received at least your first term or first semester grades. I know, again, different education systems may have some, that may be a bit more tricky in terms of being able to get those grades, but do try your best to give us the most recent, the most up-to-date academic history that you can provide. And if you have any difficulties or any issues with that, you can always contact us and put us in contact with your university registrar, and we can find a way to support you.
Thank you, Ms. Lana. Another question is asking from Rashad, and he's asking, he's now currently studying at UK in Australia. Does he need to submit an IELTS test?
No. So I also saw a question from someone in Ghana asking about IELTS. But these are two countries where if you have studied at those universities in those countries, Australia and Ghana, those are the ones I'm mentioning because those are the ones I've seen on here. You would be exempt. But if anyone else has any questions, you can just mention the name of the country in the chat. You could always email us. But pretty much rule of thumb is if English is the officially spoken language in the country, then you are exempt. And even if it's not, I see someone from Bangladesh has a question as well. someone from Dhaka University. We have seen English proficiency letters from there, so I'm a little bit surprised to hear that. Even if you can't get a letter, if it's mentioned on the website, get in touch with us, send us the link. We are here to support you. We want to facilitate this process for you. We're not trying to make it more difficult. So if you are having any sort of individual cases where you're having difficulty, just get in touch with us and we'll find a way to support you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Lana. The next question is for Dr. Leslie from Ahmed Ghali. He's asking, do you plan to offer a PhD program in public policy in the near future?
Yes, in the near future. It depends on, of course, building our faculty complement, which I fully anticipate we will over the next 2 to 3 years. So in the medium term, a PhD would be a good development for the college.
Thank you very much, Dr. Leslie. Will there be an interview and admission process? Ms. Lana? As a college, we don't require any interview. All the files will be reviewed by the admissions committee, and students will be informed about the committee decisions, and no interview is conducted from our side. But graduates, the registrar office is not conducting any interviews, right, Ms. Lana?
Not our office, but some of the other colleges may require interviews for their programs, but you wouldn't be interviewed by the admissions office. It would be by faculty if you were applying to maybe a program where it was required.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Lana. Am I missing any questions? I think these are all. So can I be admitted in the spring semester? Actually, no, we only accept students only for fall semesters, one time in a year. Admissions are not open for spring semester.
If it's okay, I see a question here, a recent one that came up about the difference between the personal statement and CV, and I think that's really important to address. Thank you, Hussein, for asking that question. The CV is where you list your employment history, history about your research, your educational background. So it's sort of a summary, if you will, about yourselves. It's kind of like your bio, but sort of in a very specific format. Personal statement is more of an essay. Okay, so you're writing a complete statement about yourself, about your interests, and it's going kind of more into depth about why you want to study this program, where you could think of a CV as more similar to something that you might submit if you're applying for a job, something like that, whereas a personal statement is an actual essay that you write about yourself. I hope that helps to clarify the difference.
There's a question that I can respond to. It's about whether the degrees are recognized by the Ministry of Education in Qatar. Yes, definitely. You cannot have a degree at a university in Qatar without the approval of the Ministry of Education. So our MPP is approved nationally and by the government. Accreditation is a separate process, and there are a number of international organizations that provide accreditation for MPA, Masters of Public Administration, and MPP, Masters of Public Policy programs. The leading ones are in the United States, an organization with the acronym NASPA, and one in Europe, EGPA. We intend to apply for accreditation with NASPA within about 2 to 3 years. Because the program is new, under the NASPA regulations, you need to have graduated, I believe, at least 2 cohorts before you can apply for accreditation. But I definitely intend for the college to submit the MPP for accreditation in the next couple of years.
Thank you, Dr. Leslie.
May I answer a couple more questions?
Sure, please go ahead.
Okay, thanks. So I saw at the very top a question about your IELTS score. Haya was asking about, is it possible for British Council to send my test before I submit my application, or does it have to be at the same time? That's totally fine, Haya. you could have them submit the score before you submit your application. The most important thing, though, is that you submit a copy of your score with the online application, and that you mention your score. So there's we're looking for three different things. Is one, to enter your score into the actual application where there is a space to do that. Two, to submit to us a soft copy of it, and there's a place in the application again where you attach that. And then the third thing would be having it sent officially to us by the test company. There was also a question for another college. I think it was for the College of Health and Life Sciences. These sessions are actually taking place across the university. So every day there is a session this week, pretty much every day except for Thursday, because that's kind of nearing the start of the weekend here in Qatar. But on the other days, we have sessions every day at a different college. So if you have questions about some of the other colleges, it would be great if you could go on our website and register to attend one of those sessions where you'll have, again, the same opportunity to meet with the faculty members, because I did see a question or two that was for another college. I think it was for the College of Health and Life Sciences. So unfortunately, we're not able to address those here because it's a different college, but we'd be more than happy to, our colleagues could take those questions in those sessions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Lana. Can we send more than 2 recommendation letters?
I wouldn't, just because it's not gonna really. I would just stick with 2. 2 is plenty.
Thank you, Ms. Lana. Is it advisable to get in touch with a professor before applying for the program? You're welcome to do that, but it's not going to affect the committee's decision. Normally, so when you apply, your application will go to the Ms. Lana, then they will forward all these applications to the college, where in the college, the admissions committee will review your files, and based on the admission committee the decision, the committee will decide whether it will be accepted or not. So it's not a one single faculty deciding your admissions. It's a committee that will make a decision. With this, please type your questions in the box if you have further questions.
Well, I think we're coming close to the end, but definitely, as Dr. Oskan said, if any of you who are watching still have a couple of questions you'd like to submit, then please do so in the next few minutes. And while you're thinking about your questions, just let me reiterate the point that if you want to know more about the program, please visit the website. And the college has, and the university as a whole has a very good format for the web pages of the different colleges and research institutes that provide a lot of information about both the individual faculty members, but also the research activities and events. So you can get a better sense of what it is that we're doing, where we're going, what our areas of emphasis are, and the full range of activities in which we're engaged. So if you're interested in the program, I think visiting the website will make you more than just interested. It'll make you actually quite excited about the potential and the activities that are going on here. So I see another question, but it appears to be directed to the engineering program. So I don't know if Ms. Lana wants to answer that. Is the engineering program accredited by ABET? I can't speak to that because I'm not the dean of the College of Engineering.
I would, there's going to be a session later this week for the College of Science and Engineering. So I think it would be best if those questions are answered. There's going to be, I believe the dean will be there, the program coordinators for each of the programs, as well as admissions staff. So I would encourage maybe questions to be left for that session.
Sure. Okay, I'm looking, let's see, I'm going to the bottom here. letters of recommendation, proving the language instruction. Yeah, I think we've exhausted our audience, or exhausted the questions at least that they have posed. As Dr. Oskan and Ms. Lana already indicated, if you have any additional questions or think of questions subsequent to this session, please contact Dr. Oskan or Ms. Amal here in the college, or you can approach and contact Ms. Lana, I'm sure, at the admissions office for additional information. But we hope that through these presentations about the university and the college and about admissions and about student life, that we've given you at least an introduction to the potential that's available here at the university and at the college. And we look forward to any expressions of continued interest, and of course to your applications in the very near future. And please keep in touch if you have any additional questions, and we'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, I think I will extend my thanks to everyone who participated, who watched, and of course the HBKU team, Mr. Azzedine in particular, and communications, who helped put all this together and make it work as smoothly as it did. So let me extend my thanks once again and my appreciation, and wish everybody well, stay healthy, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.